The reason why Barack Obama was the first black president of the United States is because he wasn't too black. If Barack Obama's mission statement was to advocate for his community and only his community, he would have never become the president of the United States. Black Americans have gotten too comfortable, and y'all have forgotten that this is the exact same country that has beat, raped, and enslaved your grandmother and made your granddaddy watch. Men who have committed flagitious sins and wear masks of political leaders have said themselves that the biggest threat to America is the black man. So imagine how they feel when they see a black woman killing shit. Jasmine Crockett did not lose because she was not qualified. Jasmine Crockett did not lose because how she conducted herself. Jasmine Crockett lost because she was too black. This needs to be a lesson to my future black leaders and the black leaders in office right now. You will never make the progress that you need to make as a black professional, as a black leader, as a black business owner, as a black politician, being too black. Because your white peers, your Latin peers, your Arab peers, anybody else in America is going to see you as a threat. Because just how we see the power in each other as black people.
Shout out to, congratulations to Jasmine Crockett. Because girl, you put them on blast, you did your big one, and you showed everybody and proved to everybody that what? That the Democrats be cheating. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Go ahead and tell everybody what you know. Go ahead and expose it all. Put it all on blast now, girl. You just sat there and let them trick you into thinking you was bigger than the program, and they done tricked you out of your job, girl. How? How? Why? But I forgot. You said the Republicans did that. That's how Republicans do. You really let Republicans trick you? Not you. What?
How come the same Democrats who told us not voting for Kamala Harris was a vote for Republicans are now telling us to not vote for James Tallarico since Jasmine Crockett lost? I'm like, well, isn't that a vote for the Republicans then? I'm sorry, I'm confused. So now we get to pick and choose who we vote for? Because I thought we were the Democrats' little voter pigs. I thought we had to vote for whatever shitty candidate they put in front of us. It's like, no, Pete Buttigieg. No, John Fetterman, no. You know, I'm sorry, I didn't get the memo. But now I know, okay? And so I'm not voting for James Tallarico. Not just because I stand with Jasmine Crockett, but mostly because I live in New York now and I legally can't.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another video by Saleni Reacts. If you're new to this channel, kindly remember to push the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also remember to share it around for the benefits of growth and also daily updates. So ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about a very controversial topic, and this goes after a loss of a very important political seat that was lost by the new Congresswoman. This is Jasmine Crockett, and this has a lot of reactions going online. And before we dive into this video, kindly let's pay attention at the videos that I'm going to play for you today as I come back at the end with my commentaries.
This won't take me long to say. We some sorry motherfuckers. The black race. Sorry motherfuckers. In Texas, Jasmine Crockett loses. There are 4.5 million eligible black voters. Turnout was about 1.5, 1.8. Do you know what our ancestors fought for? Our grandparents, our great-grandparents got their ass beat to fight for the right to vote, and we sit on our big fat asses and do not vote, do nothing. Then we complain. This is a total disgrace. We should be ashamed of ourselves. We have to do better, people. We have to do better. Keep your head up, Jasmine Crockett.
Black voters in Texas, I need y'all to rest. I need y'all to sit down. They think black voters are irrelevant. They think black voters are a non-factor. Show them how much black voters are actually needed in a general election in Texas. The amount of happiness I saw from white leftists with the clear voter suppression going on in Dallas County, like you are actually happy that black people were being turned away at the polls. I think this election showed a clear sign of who is an ally and who is a foe. And to say that Jasmine Crockett losing is the end of identity politics in the Democratic Party is just absurd. If you voted for James Tallarico, because he is a white male and you thought that that meant he was more electable. That is the very definition of identity politics. Y'all are not serious people. Jasmine Crockett got the Stacey Abrams and Kamala Harris treatment. And all I have to say is if black women cannot be leaders in the Democratic Party, if black women are unelectable, then black voters are unpersuadable. Tallarico literally ignored the black community his entire primary and did nothing to stop the racist rhetoric that was coming from his very own supporters. So, go in the general with Asian, white, and Hispanic voters, since black people are non-factors.
Hey y'all, I figured I would shoot a video because this has been on my mind for like probably a week. So, you know, Jasmine Crockett lost the election, the primary. She's not going to be, you know, running for Senate for Texas. James Tallarico won, I guess. So I saw that he is open to Jasmine Crockett, you know, running alongside with him, I guess, because he's trying to win the black people vote or whatever it is. And honestly, the Democratic Party has failed us tremendously. They promise these things, they don't come through. They try to negotiate across the aisle, but it benefits everybody else except for us. Like, we only get the breadcrumbs instead of the, you know, the whole loaf of bread, or we get the crumbs instead of the whole cookie. And I feel like us black folk, I think we need to start our own political party. Like, I feel like we need to, because they keep relying on us for their votes. And I just feel like we've always been taken for granted. And then they said, let's try to be, you know, we have to look at the bigger picture and, you know, come together and what word they said? To be all inclusive and vote Tallarico in. I don't live in Texas, but I'm just saying overall, especially, you know, the black community, they always been relying on our vote. To be all inclusive as far as voting for him or, you know, making him win the Senate. I'm just saying across the board, why are people saying that we need to be, you know, together and come together, but at the end of the day, we're only coming together as far as conditions in regards to our community. So I feel like we need to just start our own shit. We are tired of being the ones that have carried everything on our backs. And we try to vote for the greater good for everyone, but we always getting stabbed in the back. And this situation has made me very aware, like I said previous posts before, of who is in my circle, who's not in my circle. And some things that has been said and that has transpired that people have twisted out of their mouths to say some bullshit. I just don't want that in my space anymore. I do not. And for me, I feel like I've always been the listening ear to certain friends that I have, or whatever it is, it's estranged. But for me, it's like, okay, well, you're strong enough. Who's this? You're strong enough. You can handle it. But everybody else want to be sensitive and want to be like, oh, my feelings this, my feelings that. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of looking for the greater good for everybody else. I'm sick of that shit. Let's look for ourselves. Let's take care of ourselves, black people. Let's start our own party. Whatever it's going to be called, just start our own party. What, the Black Panther Party? I mean, they already, you know, ramping that up again. Black Panther Party 2.0. But let's just do our own thing and just mind the black business that pays us and mind our black jobs. It ain't brown no more. There's people, what is it? POCs, brown and black people together. They don't want us with them. They don't want us with them because they still want to vote for They want to be white adjacent just because of the fact that they felt like Jasmine Crockett was not electable. We sick of this shit. Let's start our own shit. That's all I can say.
I just got a question for the black voters in Texas. This just specifically for the black voters in Texas. What y'all gonna do in the midterms? Are y'all going out to vote for James Tellerico? Are y'all going out to vote for Gina for governor? Are y'all gonna vote for Gina, who's a Latina, for governor, which the Latinos wouldn't vote for Jasmine Crockett? So are y'all gonna vote for James Tellerico, sucking y'all pride of how the Latinos been doing us the last 8 years, and go vote for Gina? That's only I'm asking for the black voters in Texas. You white liberals, don't bring y'all ass in my comments. You dumbass leftists, stay where y'all at. I'm talking to the black voters in Texas only. What y'all gonna do in the midterms? Are y'all voting for James Tellerico, and are y'all voting for a Latina, which is Gina for governor? I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the question because they keep saying I'm the one who's dividing the party. So I'm bringing this question right to the heart of black Texas voters, cause y'all got some on y'all plate, especially the 93% of black women. Y'all got a lot on y'all plate. After all the Latinos refuse to vote for a black woman, they expect y'all to turn around and go vote for a Latino for governor. After all the Latinos and white liberals voted for Tellerico, they expect y'all to go vote for James Tellerico. So this is y'all battle. This is y'all state. This is y'all community. So what are y'all gonna do? Are y'all voting for either one? I'm just asking the question, the Democratic Party. Don't send me messages. I'm just asking the black voters in Texas, what y'all gonna do in the midterm election? Because I've been seeing a lot of videos, of black people, especially women, saying they gonna rest this midterm in Texas. Say they not getting out and vote for James Tellerico. Say they're not even voting at all. That's coming from them. But they're just videos. I want to know what the Texas black voters are gonna do in the midterms. So you from Texas, just comment down low and just say, are you voting for any candidate? So it don't matter if James Tellerico win or not. Ain't nothing gonna change, y'all. Ain't nothing gonna change for black people or Latino. Ain't nothing gonna change. But that's y'all decision, that's y'all choice, and that's y'all vote. So I'm just asking, what y'all gonna do in the midterm election?
Is the Democratic Party telling black voters, give us your vote, but don't give us your voices? Because listen, that's what it's starting to feel like. It seems like the Democratic Party leadership, its voters on the left and the center, not just leftists, is big platform people on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter and Instagram who are not black seem to be saying, just give us your vote, but leave your voices behind. That's the message that is getting out. And it sort of started when Kamala Harris lost, and it has picked up steam. But you could go even before that. Stacey Abrams, Val Jennings. You could see a lot of other black Democrats running for prominent positions, losing, and then that message starting to seep out. Just vote. Don't give us your voices. And then after Kamala Harris lost, it got louder. And now that Jasmine Crockett lost, it is very loud, so much so that these large platform people, mostly white, but not all, are saying, oh, thank goodness. We don't have to do identity politics anymore. We don't have to listen to the 92% tell us how important they are. They're not the base anymore. They're not important. That's the message that's being heard. And it seems like the intent is not only to sideline black voices, but to make us silent partners in the Democratic Party and in our own process of liberation and our own march towards equity and equality. Just listen to all these other people. Just vote like we tell you to vote. And if you do that, maybe something will be okay. There are black people who have been moving away from the Democratic Party for quite a long time. And now they are getting louder and saying to those of us who have supported the Democratic Party for a long time, see, we told you. We told you. We told you. Now look at them. They're sidelining you. They don't even want you to be a part of your own party, your liberation, and you've been the most loyal voter. They're telling you, who else you're going to vote for? You're not going to vote for Republicans. We can ignore those black people, those 92%, those uppity people who keep saying they're the base. They don't matter. Because who else are they going to vote for? That message is coming through, and people are hearing it. And so I just want to let you know that at some point, if that doesn't stop, black people are going to do like other political parties in other countries. Just withhold our vote from either party and say the party that offers us the best deal will be kingmakers. We'll go to that. We'll go to that party. Offer us the best deal. We'll go to that party. We don't have to be loyal to anybody. And I think the Democratic Party is in serious risk of black people moving down that route. So let me know what you think.
I'm getting ate up on Threads a little bit because I said that, like, hey, yeah, there's a whole bunch of black folks in Texas who are not going to be fucking with James Tallarico and are not going to want to vote for him unless he makes repair and, like, actually does something to court the black vote. And I'm 1,000% in support of that. Absolutely. But I made the comparison. I was like, but now also I just want us to keep that same energy for the folks who did not vote for Kamala over Gaza. Like, if we can understand why you're not going to support James Tallarico, which again, totally fine, I'm there. You also have to then understand why people didn't support Kamala Harris over Gaza, and there's a couple people who are mad about that, but like I fail to understand why, and I think the key difference is that. One, you agree with the reason that black voters in Texas might not vote for James Tallarico. Like, you see that as a worthy decision, whereas you see the people who chose not to vote for Kamala Harris over Gaza, you see that as like stupid or frivolous, and you don't agree with it. So therefore, you're like, well, those two things are different. And it's like, well, no, just because you agree with one and not the other doesn't mean that things are different. The other reason I think why folks are failing to see this crossover is because they think that the only people who didn't vote for Kamala Harris over Gaza are them annoying white leftists. And yeah, girl, they annoying. Yeah, they over there. But like, that's not true. That a narrative entirely ignores the brown people who were organizing in the uncommitted movement, particularly in Michigan. It ignores the black radicals who also weren't fucking with her over Gaza and her right-wing ass campaign in general. So it's like, if we're saying that like, it's okay in one instance to withhold your vote from a politician because they're not doing enough and they're not speaking to the concerns of your community, they're not doing X, Y, and Z. Okay, that's fine. But then we have to keep that same, I feel like that has to be then applicable to all politicians, right? It can't just be applicable to the politicians who you don't like or who have or for the causes that you deem worthy, right? It's like, how do we not keep, we have to keep.
Here are the 5 reasons why I'm no longer a Democrat. I had to write it down to remember all of the reasons why. So first of all, when I was in high school, I didn't know that it was the Democrats who founded the Klan. I did not know that. I did not know that it was the Democrats who voted against the 13th Amendment, the amendment that freed the slaves. The Democrats were like, yeah, no, they didn't vote for that. I did not know that it was the Democrats who voted against the 14th Amendment, which made slaves citizens. I did not know that the Democrats voted against the 15th Amendment, which gave the slaves the right to vote. 13, 14, 15 amendments, Democrats were like, yeah, no, we're not voting for that. I did not know that there was a larger percentage of Republicans who worked to push through the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 than there were Democrats. I did not know that there was some white guy by the name of Everett Dickerson, a Republican, who was awarded by the NAACP for helping to facilitate and push the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 through. A white Republican did that. I did not know that Al Gore's dad participated in the largest filibuster to prevent the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 from passing. Al Gore's dad. He was a part of that. I did not know that the Democrats were more pro-abortion and they were anti-Vietnam and they were anti-war. They were pro-abortion, which kind of makes sense when you remember the 2004 Kamala Harris campaign when they had the mobiles in the parking lot, the abortion mobiles. And we also have to remember the woman who created Planned Parenthood. So these are the reasons why I'm no longer a Democrat.
So first, let's understand who Jasmine Crockett is, yeah? Jasmine Crockett, she's a Democratic Congresswoman from Texas and one of the newest Black voices in Congress. So the real story here is not just about the political seat being lost, yeah? It is neither about the influence being lost or rather her facing any backlashes online. The real story about this is, are the Black folks really ready for this? Are they really into what's happening right now? Because the bigger conversation online right now is whether Black voters feel like the Democratic Party has taken the support for granted. Because for many, many years, the Black community has been really supportive during these election times, only to get disappointment at the end. Yeah? So, what is really happening? For decades, Black Americans have been one of the most supportive and loyal voters on the block, having the larger percentage of voters in support of the Democrats. That support has helped decide major elections, yeah? And we all know that because it includes among the biggest seats, that is the presidential races, yeah? Not only these small or rather minor seats around us. So when people start talking about boycotts or political frustrations, yeah, parties take that really seriously, yeah? Because is there any political shift right now? And we need to understand that many people are talking about racism during this election period. Yeah. Having in mind that Jasmine was a Black woman and she was running against a white man. Yeah. So many people have it in mind that she lost the seat because there was racist. Yeah. There were racism amongst the voters. People who were not in support of her Black skin. Yeah. And remember, whenever this happens, people always end up to regret. And is this going to be the case? All these people need to understand that politics has a lot and it entails a lot, because loyalty in politics is one of the most failed things, yeah? Because many of the Black communities feel that these politicians come by, engage with the Black communities, yeah? Talk about all these racial injustices, inequalities, yeah, the systemic racism. But once the elections are just over, a lot of those promises feel like they are disappeared. They totally go away because they really come by promising a lot of changes, yeah, talking about how they're going to change these injustices, talking about how they're going to change lives for the Black community, having in mind that many people really separate and do away with the Black communities as part of America. So the question is, do these people really avail what they promise the people on the ground? And many years we've seen that this doesn't really happen. And one of the biggest moment that we've lost here was not voting for the Black woman, Jasmine. Because she is for the people, not to be racist or anything, but this was one of the biggest moments to change this narrative, yeah? This old narrative that we can't do it. We can't. Why? We really failed upon her. Though she's heads up and really didn't give up, even after losing for the second time, heads up to her. Keep up, Jasmine, because now when we talk about racism in American politics, people often frame it as Democrats versus Republicans. And this was the only time we had to change this. Yeah. This was the only time we had to change this. But the reality is more complicated than it seems. Now, when you talk about racism in American politics, yeah, so many critics are often had here. So many critics, because people believe that the Republican Party has historically struggled to gain the black voters' support, yeah, because of many policies, yeah, many policies that many people believe ignore the systemic racism. Also, on the other side, Democratic Party says something different, yeah. They really rely on black people's support, but the level of how they deliver the promises is totally different. Yeah, it's not what people expect outside here. So on one side they say people ignore the problems, on the other side people are benefiting from the problem. Yeah, so this has really become one controversial issue for the longest time, and we all know that because the black people really do support, and what they get in exchange for the support is really different from what they always expect, and rather what they always hear from the politicians when these people come to promise every time. And that's the reason why such topics are being discussed outside here. But the real question is, yeah, is the solution really boycotting these votings? Or rather, is it building something different, or rather something stronger politically? Yeah, building a stronger political party inside the community. Yeah, because all I think is that having a stronger political party within the community really changes a lot, because that's when the people, we stand for themselves, when we get these seats within ourselves, rather than not supporting our own. Yeah, because what I was expecting out of this voting, I was really expecting that the black community was going to turn up and give this chair to the black woman, the Congress lady, yeah, Jasmine Crockett. But they really failed on that. So as we come to the end of this video, I would really like to know and understand, do you think that either political party truly represents the interest of the black Americans, or do you think the community needs a completely different political strategy going forward? Yeah, that's the true question. I need to know down in the comments, guys. Let's discuss this. Let's understand what's the solution to this. Is it really boycotting? Or do we need a really stronger partake to this? And if you like discussions about politics, matters affecting the black community, and also the global perspective on different issues, kindly remember to subscribe on this channel to get your updates, because we are going to do a lot of more breakdowns about such topics right here. Thank you.